Good evening, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom tonight to talk about our weekend forecast and also what's going on in the tropics. We do have a few updates I really want to talk about because there is a chance of seeing some tropical development in the Gulf over the next 7 days. Now, whether or not anything is going to be impacting South Mississippi, that's still in question. A lot of unknowns at this point, but there is an area in the Gulf that we are going to be watching for possible development. But starting off with this weekend, it has been warm, it's been humid, and temperatures right now, well, we're still in the upper 70s, even some mid 80s, a little bit closer to the coast. A very typical summer night here in South Mississippi with that higher humidity. And of course, that higher humidity, as expected, makes it more difficult for us to cool down nearly as much. So the high humidity will keep us only from dropping into the low to mid 70s by early Sunday morning. The rest of the night, not really anticipating any rain, maybe a stray shower at the very most. Many of us are going to stay dry. So we should be waking up tomorrow morning with a pretty nice sunrise. We had a nice sunrise this morning. Tomorrow morning, if you're up early, hopefully you get a nice view of that. We'll start off in the morning in the mid 70s on the coast. Low 70s are expected a little farther inland. Tomorrow, also a nice day to head out to the pool. The difference tomorrow is our rain chances will be a little bit higher than what they were today. By lunchtime, early in the afternoon, we'll have a chance for some of those hit or miss showers and storms. Keep an eye to the sky throughout the day tomorrow. Some of these storms may have some brief heavy downpours, some frequent lightning, maybe even a few strong wind gusts, not out of the question. Then again, many of us are not going to see any rain tomorrow. If you've been around here for quite some time, you know that in the summers, we usually get those hit or miss showers and storms during the afternoons. But most of the rain tomorrow should diminish shortly after the sunset, and that was the case today. We really didn't see much in the way of rain. Earlier today, there were a few isolated showers and storms, but not a whole lot across South Mississippi. And for the time being, first alert radar is looking very quiet. Even across the Gulf Coast, we can see where a lot of those showers and storms have dissipated over the past few hours. Still looks like we've got a few more showers and storms across the Pine Belt. Those are going to stay to our north. For the rest of tonight, things are looking pretty quiet here in South Mississippi. In the upper levels, I do want to talk about the pattern that we've noticed. We have a ridge of high pressure, an upper level high pressure system to our south and east over the Gulf. We've also got a big area of high pressure way out there to our west. We've been close enough to that area of high pressure today to where we didn't see as many showers and storms. Now, notice to our north and west, a little bit of a dip in the jet stream. We've got a little bit of troughing area of low pressure. That may nudge a little bit closer to us tomorrow. And if it erodes away the northern edge of the ridge a bit, that's why we'll have a slightly better chance of seeing some showers and storms, mainly in the afternoon. So starting off in the 70s tomorrow morning, we're quickly going to be heating up into the low to mid 90s in the afternoon. The humidity is going to make it feel hotter than that. Heat index will likely be above 100 at times tomorrow. And by the afternoon, we'll see some of those hit or miss showers and storms. And Futurecast is hinting that some of those may have some heavy rain. Wouldn't be surprised if we had some frequent lightning within some of those thunderstorms. But it's not going to be raining all day tomorrow. And even if you get some of the rain, at least you'll be able to cool down a little bit. Now, I know once the sun pops back out after those showers and storms, it feels like a steam bath. But at least if you get some rain, you'll temporarily cool down a little bit. Then we'll do it again on Monday. We'll start off in the 70s. We're right back into that summertime pattern in the afternoon with high temperatures in the mid 90s. Humidity will make it feel hotter, and on Monday we'll have another chance of seeing some of those hit or miss showers and storms. We're going to be heating up a little bit more as we head into Tuesday. That may be one of the hottest days of the week. These are forecasted highs for the coast. We may see coastal temperatures in the mid 90s. You may be able to reach the upper 90s a little bit farther inland, and of course it's going to stay humid, so keep in mind the humidity will make it feel even hotter. If you have plans to be outside on Tuesday, I think that's going to be the day where you really want to make sure you stay hydrated and you listen to your body. It's still going to be very hot though as we head into Wednesday, but at that time our rain chances are going to be higher, and by Thursday and Friday, if we do see more showers and storms like we expect at this point, it's not going to be as hot. Still hot, not as bad temperature-wise as what we expect by Monday and Tuesday. And the reason why our rain chances are going to be higher by the middle to end of the week ties into what's going on in the tropics. Now, at this moment, there's really not much going on. And now I don't have satellite turned on this graphic, but generally speaking, the Gulf right now is pretty quiet. However, in the future, we may be seeing a broad area of low pressure develop somewhere along the Florida Peninsula or also into the northern Gulf, and that area of low pressure may be getting a little bit more organized. So the National Hurricane Center has highlighted that area in the northern Gulf for a low chance of tropical development over the next 5 to 7 days. Over the next 2 days, we don't really anticipating any development. If something were to develop, we're more so looking at that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time frame. And then depending on the track of this system, if it develops, we may be seeing some heavier downpours by the middle to end of the week. But there are a lot of unknowns at this point. One thing that I do want to point out is regardless of development, this area of low pressure is going to bring with it quite a bit of tropical moisture. So by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we're already looking at a pretty good chance of seeing some showers and storms along the northern Gulf Coast. That may include South Mississippi. It's hard to pinpoint right now who exactly is going to see the heaviest rain, but that's the general trend that we're seeing by the middle to end of the week. This is showing the atmospheric spin. This particular model shows this disturbance moving from the east to the west, and as it crosses over the Florida Peninsula into the Gulf, there is a low chance that it may become a little bit more organized. I will say at this time, forecast models keep the system pretty disorganized, not a ton of development really looking to be the case with this system. And like I pointed out, regardless of development, I would say rain is probably going to be the biggest impact depending on where the system eventually tracks. Now, I know this particular model brings this system really close to South Mississippi. It's hard to know exactly where it's going to go until it develops. And even then, it's a question of if it's going to be getting that close center of circulation. So this is, at this point, a wait-and-see situation, but I will say for the time being, I would just keep in the back of your head that by the middle to end of the week, we are looking at a better chance of seeing some showers and storms. I did increase our rain chances already for Wednesday. Don't be surprised if I need to bump those up again for Thursday and Friday, depending on how things play out. We'll be able to get a better idea of how developed the system may become over the next couple of days and the closer we get into the middle of the week. Now, if for some reason it were to become a tropical storm, the next name on the list is Dexter. So this would be system number 4. Chances are it would become a tropical depression first, but if it were to strengthen a little bit more than that, next name on the list is Dexter. Hopefully that's not going to be the case, but just a heads up if you start to hear that name thrown around a little bit more. Over the next couple of days locally, it's more of our very typical summer weather. Hot and humid tomorrow, hot and humid again on Monday. Temperatures low to mid 90s at the very least. Mid 90s are expected on Tuesday. We'll have another chance of seeing some of those hit or miss showers and storms. And while the overall severe weather risk is low, I've noticed from living here that sometimes these summertime storms can have some heavy rain, some gusty winds, frequent lightning, maybe even some small hail at times. You just can't rule that out. Now, these types of thunderstorms, they don't last all day long, so we will see plenty of breaks in between those showers and storms. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this upcoming week, a bit of a different story. It depends on where exactly that tropical moisture is going to be moving along the Gulf Coast. But at this time, we are looking at elevated rain chances by the middle to end of the week. And if we do see some of that deep tropical moisture, I'm not going to rule out the potential for some heavy rainfall along the Gulf Coast by the middle to end of the week. So that wraps it up here from the newsroom. We will have our 10 o'clock newscast coming up here within about 20 minutes or so. And we'll have another update on your forecast plus all the latest going on in South Mississippi. So hopefully you can join us for our 10 o'clock news.